raise your hand for questions. We'll bring the mic to you.
Just, I mean, your first win, what was that feeling like for you guys, and kind of, just what was that locker room?
Yeah, no, the locker room was awesome. I think, it's been a long time for them to celebrate in the locker room with a victory, and all the hard work we put into the off season, the summer, and and then all fall camp, to come out here and get a victory like that was tremendous for our guys. I'm just, I'm so happy for them, because it validates all the things that we've been doing and talking about. And I told them I want this to become the norm. We want to come in and celebrate like this all the time, every Saturday. And so hopefully we'll come out with another great week of practice next week. We talk about it's all about the preparation, and they, in a short turnaround, those guys did a phenomenal job. And you think about playing a physical game like we did last Monday night against Notre Dame, and then have to turn around and come right back on a Tuesday, kind of beat up and sore, bruised, and then to come back and battle like we did tonight. I thought Matt Summers, our trainer, his staff did a phenomenal job this week. Coach Mike and the strength staff of getting these guys ready to play physically. What we tried to do for the mental aspect of it was to not hit this past week. So we didn't wear shoulder pads not any day, and we just wore helmets 2 days, and it was really just mental practices so that we would be fresh tonight. And I think it proved it to be right.
Coach, you kind of answered the question there a little bit, but your staff got your first win, and you had just ended the second longest home losing streak in Louisville program history. How important are like small milestones like that when you're building, trying to build back a program? How important is that to you?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, obviously we're in this business to win football games, and we want to do it the right way. And I think it just kind of validates what we've been doing. As I said before, these guys have been in a long drought and hadn't been able to celebrate. They hadn't really been able to pull for each other. And I think what we were able to do tonight is get a lot of guys out on the field. We played a ton of players. A lot of guys got action that, really for the first time. And for them to get in there and to celebrate this, having played, which is, I'm special to them. And I'm really, I'm just happy for those guys, really. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I'm just happy for our players.
Javion kind of unleashed you guys in the second half, starting off with that 60-yard run. Kind of talk about that and the way it kind of unlocked your offense.
Yeah, they kind of had him hemmed up in the first half. They did a good job with our stretch play and getting him not any holes to run through. And so we made an adjustment at halftime, came back out in the second half with the first play. We felt that we would have an opportunity, and he popped it. I mean, he hit that thing wide open, went down the sideline, did a great job, tightrope the sideline. I hate he didn't score. It's really, really close. And but he ended up having a great game, rushing the football again, 123 yards. Back-to-back 100-yard games for him. And he runs hard. I'm proud of our offensive line. We rushed for over 300 yards tonight, and that's huge. And I don't think we gave up a sack tonight either, did we? I think so. I mean, the O-line I thought played well tonight. And, we threw the ball better. We're still not throwing it the way we want to throw it. And we'll continue to work and continue to get better with that. And, but I think it all starts up front. We talk about our offensive line, and I thought Hassan Hall came in and ran hard as well. And so and you throw in those Q runs that we have with Malik and Juwan, I think, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense while we run the football.
Coach, if you could just talk about the defensive effort tonight. I believe the first shutout since 2013, and to come out on short rest and kind of give that effort, not ever letting UKU get into the scoring zone. Just talk about the defense.
Yeah, phenomenal job by Coach Brown and his staff. And again, I can't talk about it enough how hard it is in a 5-day turnaround. To try to come in, clean up the Notre Dame game, and then put a game plan in that quick of time, and then try to get it conveyed to the players. I mean, they did a phenomenal job. Our guys, the mental focus was so much better than that Monday night. I mean, we played well Monday night defensively, but we had a lot of mental mistakes. It was a lot better tonight. We played a lot of guys on defense tonight. That's the other thing I think. Even as you go into the end of the third quarter, there's a ton of guys that have been rotating on defense. And in the fourth quarter, we played a lot more. So. And still to have a goose egg right there, as our guys like to call it. It was exciting for them to be able to celebrate that. That's a hard feat to do in college football, is to shut another team out, because there's a lot of good players out there, and I don't care what level that is. There's some good talent out there, and so for them to do that, and I thought they just kept the pressure on them all night. And as I looked at halftime, I think they had the ball 19 and a half minutes at halftime, so they possessed the ball a long time in that first half. But our guys continued to fight and didn't back down, and I thought we were in great physical shape to be able to do that, to withstand anything that they were bringing toward us in the second half.
Coach, that front seven played extremely well as well. I mean, they really just kind of took away the passing
Yeah.
game for the past year. Just what have you seen from them and how have they grown in that aspect?
Yeah, I think they're continuing to grow as we talk about it. The defensive staff is that they're kind of growing together. The staff and the players, and trying to really feel and understand what these guys can do and what they do well. And that's what we want to allow them to do. We were able to keep pressure on the quarterback tonight. I think we sacked him several times tonight, and not when we didn't sack him, we were there to pressure him, to make him throw some errant balls. But they're starting to mesh and getting a great feel for things of timing. The timing on defense is a big aspect too, because if we're bringing pressure, when are you going to bring it? Are we sitting back and wait till the last minute and then walking down, so we kind of disguising the pressure? All those things are coming into factor. And I think we'll continue to get better with that the more we play. As the weeks go on, hopefully we'll be able to fit it better and continue to play better. We know, as we get forward into this conference, there's going to be a lot of tremendous talent offensively we're going to have to play, so we're going to have to continue to get better.
Coach, Puma had a really solid second half, 6 of 6, 95 yards, had the 2 big pass plays to Marshall and Pete. What was clicking for him in the second half, especially with his deep ball?
Yeah, I think, what we try to do at halftime is kind of talked about what they were doing. Sometimes you come into games, you think you know, but you don't fully know. And then at halftime, we really got to beat on what they were doing in the secondary. And we felt like we could, really isolate a couple of guys. And so he felt comfortable back there in the second half, hitting that back foot, letting the ball go. And really in the first half, there's a couple of guys that slipped out there on the routes that kind of messed us up, two throws. But I think he just got in a good groove. I was proud of the way he played tonight. I mean, he came back and he had, there's a lot of talk about how his performance throwing the ball last Monday night, but you bounced back tonight and really did a lot better. We're not there yet, but we'll continue to work. But hopefully we'll give him a little bit of confidence heading into this week.
Coach, Malik kind of showed out there even after the game was out of hand. Let's say he is not the starting quarterback at any point this year. Like, how do you plan on getting him involved in the offense?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a unique situation in the fact that we really got 3 quarterbacks. So he's got to get reps throughout practice at quarterback, and it's hard to work him in any other position. And so, we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to grow and develop our offense, but he is a weapon. And there may be some times where you want to just get him in the game and let him go to work. Because as a defense, and people say, well, if you play 2 quarterbacks, you don't have 1 quarterback. I don't fully buy into that. Malik and Puma are kind of 2 totally different guys. If I'm a defense coordinator and I have to defend both of these guys, then that puts a little bit more pressure, I think, on the defensive coordinator. But we don't want to mess up the rhythm of an offense. So we got to do a good job as coaches, just figuring out what we do the best, and then let's put our guys in position to make plays. And I think it'll be as we move throughout the season, we'll kind of see what we need to do with that, and just try to make the best decisions with that.
Scott, you won over 50 games as a college head coach. Did this feel any different afterwards when your family's out there? They're so excited. Vince comes up.
No, I mean, I like winning's winning, isn't it? I mean, from the very first time as a head coach I ever won a game to this one right here, I love it all. I love all the wins. It's it's so hard. All I do is think about our staff and our players. I really don't think about me, so to speak. I mean, I think about how hard they work, how hard our players work, our coaches putting together a game plan, and I mean, my joy is in their joy. It's not really me. I'm happy for them, and so, but we do this to win. I mean, we're all competitive. Like our whole staff, our team is very, very competitive. So every time we step on the field, we want to win. Just like Monday night, we're disappointed because we didn't win. And we expect to win. So for me right now, I'm going to relax for a few hours, but I'm going to get ready for the next one. I just love the competition. I love going out and competing. I love to see our guys, when the plan comes together, and you make it happen. I'm happy for our guys. Just like Malik getting in the first play, we dialed up a pass play for him, he completed. I mean, I just love that, and the kids do, like our team does, and that's fun. And so, yeah, they're all special to me every time we win a game, but I'm always looking for the next one.
Last 2, Kent and Mike.
Scott, you could hear the locker room in here kind of going nuts. Big thing in college football is coaches dancing in the locker room. Did you dance tonight?
I can't dance. I cannot dance. You can ask my wife and daughter back there. I don't want to embarrass myself. I saw Coach Brown, so I don't Coach Mac Brown the other day dancing. I don't want to do that, and I stick to what I can do halfway decent, coaching.
Scott, early on, 2-2 gave you guys a really big spark. Obviously, the 50-yard catch and run, and then as well as the punt return. Just talk about the spark that he gave you guys early.
You know, he's a good player. You know, Tutu's a really good player. He can make things happen. You know, if he sticks his foot in the ground, he gets a crease, he can take it the distance, and that's what happened on the pass play there when he came across. And you know, he can be that. He can provide that spark for us. You know, we didn't get it Monday night as I thought we would have. There's a couple of times, you know, that I thought maybe, man, he's going to give us that spark Monday night. Well, tonight he did. He gave us that spark in the big punt return, the big pass across the formation there. And we had his number dialed up a couple more times tonight too. And they had pass interference. So I think teams are going to have to, you know where he's at, because he's a guy that can make things happen in the pass game and in the run game. He's a dynamic player. He's a fun guy to be around, and I'm pulling for him. I hope he continues to make plays just because of, I just be like being around him. I like seeing him celebrate. I just like that. Our players do too, and so he's a dynamic guy. Hopefully he'll continue to make plays.
All right, Coach.
All right.